Oh my gosh, Krissy, I completely lost video recordings of 2 of our episodes. I mean, they just disappeared.
Oh, no. Well, that's okay. We'll just re-record them.
Ugh, but we shouldn't have to. I'm so stupid sometimes.
Okay, hold on. Do not talk about my friend like that.
What? I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, I know. My friend Liz is awesome and smart and fabulous and makes mistakes like everyone else. So don't be calling my friend stupid. I take offense.
I don't know whether to laugh or think that's total cheeseball.
Well, I am pretty cheesy, but years ago, a friend of mine said the same thing to me after I put myself down. And I literally think about it every single time I start to call myself a name. I know it sounds crazy, but that simple little thing helped me to have a little grace for myself. Because honestly, learning to love myself has been a lifelong battle.
Oh my gosh, Krissy, I would have never thought that about you, but I can so relate. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of people can. Wait, we should do a whole episode on it.
Oh, I'm in. Oh, I love it. And I think I know a friend who might just love talking about it too.
Oh, me too. And she's one of my besties.
Yay,
Oh, I can't wait. Welcome to Cougar College, y'all.
Hello and welcome back, Cougar students, to another episode of Cougar College. We are your Cougar tutors. I'm Krissy.
And I'm Liz.
And we are on a midlife mission to know it all.
But not. On a midlife mission to teach middle-aged women how to pick up young men.
Nope. But there's definitely a podcast out there somewhere, so don't lose hope. But it's not us, ladies.
It's not.
Sorry to disappoint.
We are on the prowl for knowledge, not men.
Correct. But stick around anyway, ladies, because you will definitely learn a little something.
And tonight, we are going to learn a little bit about this evening's special guest. She is a speech therapist for children. She is bilingual. She has lived in Peru doing mission work. She is a CrossFit beast and seriously one of the fittest people we know.
Indeed.
And she is a fabulous mom and wife, and she is our friend Lauren Rasor and one of my besties.
Yes, yay!
So
Welcome
lucky.
to Cougar College, Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to have you here.
And before we get going,
Yes.
Lauren has brought us a cougar cocktail.
Yes.
Lauren,
So
tell
I
us
sure
about
have.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually brought a little information.
Oh, you
about it.
Oh,
did
good.
great. Oh my
Take
gosh,
some
Lauren's
screenshots.
prepared.
You're such a teacher.
I know.
And I had
It's
to come up with
amazing.
some background information here. Not give incorrect information. So this drink is a mezcal mule. Mezcal is kind of like tequila's cousin.
Oh, a cousin.
Not really, but
Indeed.
so it's made in a region of Mexico called Oaxaca, whereas tequila
Oaxaca.
is typically made in the Jalisco area. A tequila alcohol usually comes from Blue Weber agave, and mezcal can come from over 30 varieties of agave.
Okay.
Oh, so it is agave. Oh, so it's really good for you, actually.
Sure, yes, very good for
Oh
you.
my God, can I drink
Very
it
good
every
for
day, all day then?
So the difference with mezcal is it's very smoky. Like tequila, it can come in aged, so it can come reposado, or you can get añejo, which is even, I think, more than a year aged. The difference is this is very smoky, and where it's made in Oaxaca, it's still made in a way that's kind of primitive in the sense of they bury the agave leaves in a pit, and a horse will go in a circle mashing the leaves while it's smoking, and then they draw the fans out of that. Yes. I was lucky enough to get to go there with my mom, I think almost 5 years ago. 4 years ago.
Was that for your dad?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, for the Day of the Dead, El Dia De Los Muertos. And
Wait, is your
kind of
dad
fell in love with
Mexican?
it. No.
No, he passed away.
Yeah. Well,
It's
it's
not in
funny.
Mexico.
His nickname was Paca, which sounds like it could be a Spanish name, but it's not. He's Polish.
Polish.
But he passed away.
Oh.
And my mom and my dad had this trip planned with another couple, and then my dad died. And
Oh, no.
so I know it's really sad. But I was like, well, my mom can't go alone to celebrate the Day of the Dead, and my dad is dead. Like, that's sad. So my husband was lucky enough to say, I've got the kids, go. And so I had a once in a lifetime opportunity and trip, and it was incredible.
When was that?
It was in, I think, January of 2021, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
Gosh, was it
Can't
that
remember if it was
long
21
ago?
or 22.
Oh my gosh.
So,
why is time flying? Because I remember
Time
you
is
going
by fast. I remember it was still pandemic-ish, where you had to take the test to leave, and then they had some of the precautions there.
Right.
But it was a wonderful cultural experience.
Wow.
They really make death a beautiful thing, which it is.
Now, did you love mezcal before that trip?
I did not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I was there, and I was like, I'm channeling my dad, and he did love a lot of
Yes.
cocktails and his Chardonnay. And so I was like, I'm gonna drink this for Jerry. And so I did, and I went to a couple tastings. I was like, this is starting to taste decent. So I became a big fan.
All right.
So,
I want to smell it. Does it smell smoky?
it does have a little smoky
It does. I
scent to
think
it.
it does too.
I think it does.
Okay, cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh,
Yes.
I can't wait to try
Let's
this.
Try.
Okay.
Delicious.
Oh, wow.
so
And I love how you
good.
filled it up to the very top as a helping pour.
I was very light on the mezcal. So it's ginger beer. Fever Tree brand is my favorite
Yeah,
ginger
me too.
beer.
I like that one too.
And I do the refreshingly light one, and then just lime juice and mezcal, and that's it. And you can add a little tahini around the rim if you want to give it a
I
spicy,
love the
spicy,
smoky
but-
flavor,
yeah,
but I
so
love
good.
smoked old fashions.
So yes,
And
so
so
that's
I
why I
do
kind of
love
thought
it.
maybe you would be more open to it because you do like bourbon old
I
fashioned.
do.
There's a
I do.
smoky salsa too that mezcal always reminds me of. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it the
It's
like
like
a
a
edible
one?
one?
Oh yeah, maybe
that
Okay.
one?
Yeah, it's at Disney.
What?
I'm thinking of the one at Carburito.
It's a tequila in the tequila bar in Disney.
Is
In
there
Epcot.
really?
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, it's
Mickey
awesome.
Mouse has his own tequila.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
Carburito
Well-
has a good one too.
Oh, okay.
I
we
will
can try
say
one.
that I don't usually love tequila because when I was 16, I had a very bad evening with tequila. I drank a half a fifth in shots.
Oh,
And that was 35, 36 years ago. Y'all, I still, it turns my stomach when I smell tequila.
Really?
Still.
We've all been
From
there,
when I was
Krissy.
Yeah,
It's
we
okay.
have. For me, it's Parrot Bay.
But,
But
oh, but this is delicious.
okay.
I guess
think
because
that-
it's smoked.
It is.
So now maybe
So-
this will kind of ease you back into tequila someday.
I don't know.
What's your cougar rating?
My cougar rating is 2 paws
Oh,
up.
me too.
I like
Two
it
paws
so
up,
much.
I
I
like
mean,
it a
last
lot.
time I counted, cougars had 4 paws, so I'm gonna give them 4.
Four paws.
Okay, all right. Wait, so if you give him 4 and we give him 2, and
So
that's
it's
8.
12. Oh no, I'm giving. You could probably
I
give
was
out
told
4 paws too.
There'd be
Okay.
no math
Okay,
involved.
4 paws times 3. That's 12. Okay. All right, I'm an artist. I can paint numbers, but I can't add them together.
Okay, yeah, no, you were right, Krissy. 8, but I'm giving it 4 paws for each of
Okay,
us because
4.
it's that good.
It was
Thank
that
you for
good.
bringing
It
us
was that good.
You are so
And then
welcome.
what was the brand of tequila?
Oh, I think this one's Herradura, but there's a lot of really, well,
Okay.
I
I like it.
We live in North Carolina, so our selection's a little limited here.
It's a little
You gotta
limited,
go
that's
over
for
the
sure.
border to get a better selection. So
that is
they have
delish.
Milagros, a decent one. You get a better selection though if you can go somewhere where there's.
So where do you get
Gotcha.
this? The
Not
ABC store? This one?
Oh, good question. Where did I get this one? I think this one was from ABC.
Okay.
I do believe so.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I go out of town, I like to bring some back.
Okay. Oh
That I
yeah.
can get back home or
Totally.
wherever else.
When you
I
go out to like a Spanish-speaking country?
No, like when I just drive to South Carolina or Wisconsin,
Exotic
Florida,
places.
exotic, so exotic,
South Carolina.
because the state does not run their liquor sales, so they have a better selection.
Wait, they don't?
I don't think so. I
So
think
you
that's
can
why-
get your alcohol in like the grocery store?
yes,
Oh
in
yeah.
Wisconsin, yes.
In Maryland.
Yes,
Yeah,
in
pretty
Wisconsin
sure.
as well.
Really?
Wisconsin also has the
me
highest
think.
percentage of alcoholics, I think, in the country. But
How
yes,
funny. Oh my gosh.
No, maybe not Maryland. I think Maryland also has liquor stores.
yeah.
But it's not as
Controlled?
controlled.
Yes, and so
here.
some places they can be separate, or they have to be separate. So like Florida, I know their liquor sales are separate from inside the actual Publix.
Okay.
It's outside, but it's not run by the state. Publix has their own liquor store.
But then when I
Really?
first
That's
moved
so
here, you
interesting.
couldn't buy anything before 10 o'clock on Sundays, and now they moved it to 8. Do you remember that?
Wait, I thought you still couldn't buy it on Sunday.
You can buy it at 8 o'clock now on Sunday. No, maybe it's 10.
I thought it was
Maybe it was
noon.
12. Yeah, that's
It
right.
was noon.
It was noon and now it's 10 o'clock.
Okay, I thought that rule was still in existence because that's why I said, remember yesterday when we were texting, I was like, oh, no, it was this morning when I was texting. I was like, oh, if I'd known, I would have gone out and gotten it yesterday because I was thinking you still couldn't get it on Sundays.
You can't get liquor.
ABC, you can't get liquor on
ABC
Sundays?
is closed, but you can get wine and beer.
And so that used to be, you couldn't get it until noon, which was crazy. Well, back in the day, there was the blue law where everything was closed on Sundays. You definitely couldn't get alcohol on Sundays. The malls were closed, everything was closed.
See, I only drink wine. I mean, if I'm drinking at home, so I'm not buying liquor on Sundays anyway. So I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
You can't even get liquor on Sundays here.
No.
Strange.
No. Whereas up north in Wisconsin, I think you can get
Oh,
liquor
any day.
anytime,
Yes.
anywhere.
Well, you can Kentucky.
Well,
too.
in Kentucky, I grew up in a dry county. You couldn't get anything.
What
Anything.
I know.
Right? Oh yeah, and I remember when
Did
I was a
people
little
live
kid,
there?
it was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. Well, we drank moonshine.
Oh,
We drank moonshine. You made it yourself. So I remember being a kid, and people had the bumper stickers on their cars. Vote dry or vote wet. Which is so weird.
That can get interpreted a lot of ways.
Yes, and it was on everybody's cars.
I did not know that.
Oh, yes.
You grew up in a dry county.
In a dry
blows my
county.
mind. That is even in existence.
I will have to text my cousin and see if it's because she still lives in Mouth Card, and I gotta see if Pike County is still Mouth Card.
Okay.
Mouth Card, Kentucky, girl, in Pike County, and I'll have to see if it's still a dry county.
Yeah,
because I know.
I'm interested.
No, you know what? But she brought our beer here.
Oh, she did
from
bring our
Pike
beer.
County. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Do they infuse moonshine
Yes.
with other flavors?
Oh, Krissy has every single flavor.
I'm like wondering what's the most unique flavor you've ever
I
had.
should have offered that. So I've got tons of moonshine.
Do you have caramel apple?
I have chocolate. I have apple pie.
Oh, you have apple pie.
I have butterscotch. I have peach. I have blackberry, and then I have the regular white lightning.
What's white lightning?
It's
Do
just.
I run fast?
It is just the. You might run into things though. It is just the clear regular moonshine. No flavorings whatsoever.
What does
It
that
will
taste
literally put hair on your chest. So you cannot take shots of moonshine. You have to sip it because I remember my cousins, they would drink it too much and they would have blisters all over their lips.
What?
It can kill you. It's strong.
Like
it's
anybody who drinks anything
it's
straight.
crazy.
How do you say it tastes good?
But
No.
this moonshine, the legal moonshine is horrible. It tastes terrible. But this moonshine, if you take a little sip of it, and it warms, it's kind of like taking a sip of a really good liqueur or a good bourbon. It doesn't burn, it warms all the way down.
Does
So
it heal you of everything?
it'll kill anything you could possibly have. And worms, they're gone. Lyme disease,
Parasites.
gone.
Parasites.
So anyway.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Okay, well.
White lightning. All
Oh
right.
my gosh, white lightning. It's good stuff. Next time, I'll bring some white lightning.
Love it. Oh gosh.
It's
I'd never make
you
it out
just
of
sip
here.
it. You just sip it. You just sip it.
You just sip it.
Just sip it.
Okay, where do we want to start?
Okay. Well, okay, Lauren, what if you just give us a little rundown on your life? Because I've known you for several years, but not the way that Liz has known you. Like we just kind of started being better friends, but you and Liz have been friends, really good friends for a long time, since YMCA days, right?
Yes. So I guess I can start kind of jumping back a little bit here. We moved here to Davidson in April of 2018 from Wisconsin, and that is where I first met Liz. Don't you know? There, hey, you'll hear my accent throughout this. I really try to get rid of it a little bit, but I also love it. I do love it, but it's really hard being a speech therapist in the South, and people are like, "What is she teaching my kids?"
Are you from Canada?
Wagon. Pull the wagon. The kid's like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm so sorry.
Who are you?"
Let me try that again. Okay. So anyways, yes, moved here about almost 8 years ago, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
From Wisconsin. And that's where we met. And then that's where I met you too, was at the Y.
The YMCA.
Through the Y, working out there. It's a great community. But originally I'm from Wisconsin, Racine, Wisconsin. Shout out to Raytown. That's right. If you're really from there, you say Racine.
And Racine
it's not
is,
Racine, it's Racine.
What is that movie?
Oh,
women
League of Their
based,
Own?
yeah, League of Their Own.
Yeah. It's based on
That's-
the Racine Bells.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I love
Yes,
that
we're
movie.
known for that. Johnson Wax, Kringles, Danish, that you can get actually at Trader Joe's. O&H Kringles are the real ones.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the one that's the
nostalgic?
round?
It's round,
Oh
and
my
they sell
God,
them at
it's
the
so
grocery
good.
store, and it does
It's so
say made in Racine. And it's like, well, they can't
Ooh.
lie about it, right? Like, that's
No,
illegal. I don't know.
you can't do that.
But it doesn't look like any of the manufacturers I know. So I was like, I don't know where they're really made. It's a mystery. But
Interesting.
Maybe they changed their branding.
well, who knows? It doesn't look
Yeah.
like the O&H ones. And those are the ones you can get at Trader Joe's, but they're delicious.
Okay.
Ooh,
There's a lot of
okay.
different other great brands. So that's where I'm from originally.
Okay.
It's just south of Milwaukee. And then I grew up there, went to college at Marquette.
Yeah, boo.
Ring
I'm
out
just
a
kidding.
Hoya. That's right. That's right. Marquette.
Brandon is, he went to Xavier, so they're rivals.
We are rivals.
Yeah.
Yes,
I got
we
you.
are.
Okay.
East
I'm
Conference.
just kidding, Lauren.
No, it's okay. I love talking smack about it. All good. I can handle it. Yes, we do not have a football team either, so we really only love basketball at Marquette.
Yes.
But yeah, so went to school there for undergrad and graduate school, majored in speech language pathology, with another major in Spanish for the health professions. And then met my husband somewhere during grad school, ended up moving to Chicago after I graduated, and
Oh, I love
we
Chicago.
loved Chicago. It was so fun, especially before kids. 'Cause
Oh, and
there's a
that.
festival every weekend, a street festival, a
Oh,
cultural
fun.
festival, and then live music. And like we've gotten to see some amazing bands and venues there that before they got big. So like Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, we got to see him in a venue with 100 people
That's
before
cool.
he got big. So it was an amazing time. And then we got married and ended up getting pregnant with our daughter miraculously. And yeah, I was like, I don't want to raise a kid in the city. This is crazy.
Yeah.
We had a third floor walk-up apartment, and I was like, oh, the winter's here. This is going to be tough.
God,
So,
lugging a
That's
stroller.
exactly why
Yeah.
we left Virginia Beach. Not because it was hot and we were
Yeah.
up on a third, but because there was a lot of drugs and we're like, let's get out of here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just
Where
was
are we
like,
going with
this is
kids?
crazy. Yeah, and there was a lot of crime not too far from us. My car had been stolen and things like
Oh,
that.
jeez.
Yeah, so
Wait,
I was like,
what?
yeah, oh yeah.
Did you
Car
get it
had been
back?
stolen.
God.
Oh yeah, we did get it back. They found
Stripped.
it
No
stripped with
tires.
Burger King in the back.
Stop it.
Yeah,
No
even like I had
way.
barbecue sauce with whatever they had. Yeah, and then we actually got it back, and my mom was gonna drive it back up to Wisconsin to sell it, and somebody tried to steal the tires while her and I were getting dinner.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. And
that
the
is
tire
scary.
almost fell off. Well, it did fall off on the
my
on-ramp,
God.
but thankfully she wasn't actually on the interstate, so she was fine. But I was like, this
Jeez.
car is cursed.
Gosh.
Get rid of this.
Get out of
So
there.
anyway, so that was Chicago, got pregnant, moved back to Milwaukee, and then lived there until we moved here. Up in
Love
Whitefish
that.
Bay, which
Cool.
is a suburb north in North
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
So,
Okay.
go ahead.
Oh no, I'll start.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know what has driven your love of kids. Have you just always loved kids? You are probably the best person with kids that I've ever met. Like you've never met a kid you don't love. Like
Aw.
like a stranger's baby. She's like, let me pick him. Let me have him.
Give me that bagel.
Yeah.
I'm safe, I swear.
Yeah.
I'm not creepy.
I won't run away.
I won't
with
run
you,
away
I
with you.
promise.
No, I don't know. You know, it's funny. I think for me, I got such satisfaction and truly, like, you know, they always say volunteering and giving yourself is
Yeah.
being selfless, but let's be honest, it does bring some sort of intrinsic, you know, value, and it does feel good when
Right.
you do something and you make somebody else feel good and smile. And so
Yeah.
I learned that at a young age that, you know, I think babysitting, I was like, I just
Oh.
loved kids, and if I
Oh,
could
I
get them
hated
to
hated it.
there were
I
times
was
I hated
wondering
it. Don't
if
get
you
me wrong.
babysat.
A ton.
Oh, I love
and
that.
so-
I did too, but I don't like. I love kids, but like, you should see this woman. Have you ever seen her at the gym when people bring their babies?
No, I have not.
Oh my gosh.
I
But
made
now
one, I
I'm
made
gonna
one
be
cry on
watching
Saturday,
you.
so actually, I don't know.
What?
I made that one cry.
Oh,
on
did you?
Saturday.
Oh my gosh. Well, no, that's a first because I've never seen that happen. But with especially like you as a teacher, as a speech pathologist, like it just you can just tell how much
No,
you
I do love
love
kids.
what you do.
And I think just seeing them smile, and I think getting them to, you know, you have to earn their trust, and then
Yes.
when they
And it's
realize that
pure.
you're
It's
safe,
pure.
and
Yes.
I just have always loved that. I just loved getting them to smile and realize that it was safe. And I think I got that from my dad. My dad loved kids. He was a pediatric
Oh
dentist.
yeah.
Oh,
So I
he
do feel like
was.
yes,
Oh,
and he had
neat.
the best smile that would like light up, and so I feel like we're very similar. Like I have the
Yeah.
same wrinkles as him. Thank you, Dad.
Oh,
But seriously, because we're both very
I love
expressive
it,
when
though.
we see kids. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
love
you
that.
really do have to
So-
love kids to be a pediatric dentist because
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That is so
no
hard.
nonsense.
And I didn't
getting
even
your kids'
relate
mouth.
that. I should have known. Like your dad being a pediatric dentist obviously would probably relate to your love of kids.
Yes.
So what like propelled you towards speech pathology?
Well, funny story is that I loved old people too. I loved like the geriatric population. My grandmother would take me to the nursing home. And she adopted this lady, and I don't even remember the connection
Oh my
because
gosh,
she
that
always,
sounds
you know,
like my
like do you
dad.
feel like your grandparents had these random friends, and you were like,
Yeah.
who are they?
Yes.
Like, and like
And I
they
was
bring you
supposed
with,
to always know who it was.
yeah,
Oh,
and they bring
that's
you
Uncle
with,
Bob, and then you find out later he wasn't your uncle at all. He wasn't even related to
No.
us.
and they bring you with, and you're like, oh, where are they taking me? And they take me to this nursing home to see this lady named Gracie, babe. I don't know.
Gracie, babe. Oh my gosh,
I don't really.
love
I
it.
just remember, but I remember like how much she would smile, and then like other people, I guess residents would smile and be so happy to see a child there, and then our school would take us there to perform, and so I liked old people too. And then honestly, I got to college and I was like, I don't know what I want to do, and my mom, so she gets the credit for this, was like,
Susu, right?
yeah, she was like, what do you think of speech therapy? And I was like, I don't know, Mom, like what is that? And so my brother had a classmate in his class in high school, and she was in, I think, graduate school at the time, and she was in the program at Marquette. And so I went and shadowed her and then just enrolled in the program and started pursuing it.
Oh,
So,
that's cool. And then
yeah.
you fell in love with it?
kind of, yeah, at first. It's a very, very broad, there's a large, broad scope of practice. You can work from anything from NICU to geriatrics, people that are on like their deathbed pretty
Yeah.
much. And so, it's very broad. And so it's really hard to become an expert, in any one special area when you're in school. A lot of it is just post-secondary training, experience on the job, et cetera. And I think it's hard because there's a medical avenue and there's an educational avenue. And I've explored both, but I definitely was made for children, I think, in
Right.
the educational avenue.
Did you ever do an internship with the medical
Yes,
side?
we had to do
Okay.
one in grad school, and that was hard for me for a multitude of reasons. One, I was going through a tough time, I think, emotionally. But then on top of that, I was shared between a few supervisors, and they were all lovely, but very, very different. But I had like a couple patients die. Like one of the patients was my age at the time, and she had a brain tumor, and it was just so
gosh.
sad. And then
Oh,
another girl
yes.
was one of the,
I
think it
couldn't
was
handle
when
that.
the research came out that if you smoked on birth control, you were at risk for a stroke.
Oh, yes.
Lord.
Blood
Really?
clots or
Yes,
something.
and so I had a
yes.
young girl that was exactly my age too, who had a massive stroke
Oh,
and like had needed a
goodness.
cane and like, and
Oh
so
my
I think that was
gosh.
so hard for me. I could not have that hard exterior shell and separate myself. I was just too
Yeah.
emotional, too much of an empath.
Right.
And so, and so I ended up doing that. I did one stint in the summer at an assisted living facility, and that also was really hard. I had a patient that was misdiagnosed and ended up dying. Not on my watch, but I was devastated because you have to justify that they're making progress, or there's a point where insurance just stops covering.
Yes,
No,
I do know that.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's
do know
really
that
sad.
from
That
my
is sad.
grandmother and my father.
Yeah.
So
And so, anyways, it just was hard. I did that for a couple
That
months,
is
and I was
hard.
like, I did this twice. This is not for me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
nope, not
I
for
get
me.
that 100%.
Okay, so you stuck with kids.
Stuck with the kiddos. Yes, stuck with the children.
Now, what made you? So, did this avenue also make you want to be bilingual to help?
Yeah, so it's funny, not really. In
Okay.
high school, Spanish always kind of came easy for me. And my mom was a little bit, probably considered a little bit nuts, back then. It was like, Mom, honey, we're gonna take you to Chicago and get some aptitude testing done. Because I was like, I don't know what I'm good at, And my brothers were both, this is a funny story. They both got into my elementary school. They were considered gifted. You had to test in. Well, I did not test in. Let me tell you, not a great
Which
standard.
is crazy because you are so, I think you're just so good at what you do. When I
No,
watch
thank
you
you.
and
I mean-
identifying like people's speech.
I have total imposter syndrome. That's
Oh,
definitely
don't we
part
all?
of it. We
Oh,
all
we
do.
all do.
Yep.
But yeah, so anyways, so
Wait, so your brothers got in, but they wouldn't let you go there?
they wouldn't let me go, but you could wait in line. You could
What?
pay to wait in line, or you could wait in line. And my mom, I think, paid this younger guy like $100. It was like, if you wait in line in my spot to get my daughter in, whatever. And so he waited in line, and I got into the elementary school then, so my mom didn't have to make multiple stops to different schools, because thank goodness they let me in. Yeah.
You should
So-
have been in by default, but
No, wasn't gifted. Definitely not gifted. So anyway, my
That's
mom
okay.
years later was like, let's get some aptitude testing and just see what you're good at. And I'm like, okay. Well, it turned out to be languages, which was interesting.
Which is amazing because
It is
that's a
amazing.
huge gift.
It is a gift.
I mean, people who have an aptitude towards learning languages, that's amazing. I've tried to learn Spanish for years, and I can't do it.
And you have to
I can't do it.
compartmentalize. Like, I mean, it takes some serious talent.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer that everybody has an aptitude, you know. So some people it's a
everyone's
math brain,
gifted.
someone it's a
Multiple
music brain.
intelligences. I totally adhere to that.
And
Multiple
for me,
intelligences.
just languages made sense, and so I didn't really have to study, you know. And I'm not one of
That's
those people where
amazing.
like everything came easy because it didn't. But Spanish was one thing I never felt like I really had to study until the subjunctive came in. That's a hard test to figure out. I was like, this is so confusing. But English, I think, is way more confusing than Spanish, to be honest with you.
It actually is.
It really
If
is.
you really look at it,
Yeah.
it's
So-
very
It's
confusing.
super confusing.
Yeah, and so that's why. And then in high school, there was a volunteer opportunity through the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. I was raised Catholic. And so they were, I think you could apply, and there were 3 locations. It was like St. Lucia, there was somewhere else, and then it was the Dominican Republic. And I did get picked to go to the Dominican Republic, and went there and volunteered with, I think, 3 other girls. And we were there for about 2 weeks and lived with a local family. It was very interesting.
Wow,
Huge
you
culture
lived with
shock.
a local family.
Oh, and it was like poverty. Poverty.
Wow, because I've been to the DR twice, and we did, a tour to see the real DR, not just like hanging out in the resorts.
No.
And it was shocking.
It was
That's
extreme
Jamaica.
poverty. Like
Oh my
I had to
gosh.
share. It's so strange in hindsight, but I'm like, it was a great experience, and I was fine.
Wow.
But I had to share a twin bed with the girl that lived there. Her name was Kayla.
A
I
twin
vividly
bed?
remember her name. Yes.
Very
Share
tiny
with
bed.
the
Yes.
girl, with
The
a stranger.
bathroom was in. Obviously, it was just like it was a toilet, but you had to use a bucket to flush the water down. There was no plumbing or anything like that. And it was attached to the parents' bedroom. It's like I had to go through their room to go to the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
So I would hold it all night. Like I don't know how I'd make it some nights. I think because I usually go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
I
so
think I would have put a bucket by the bed.
Yeah.
So
that,
use
and
my
then, like,
bucket.
they would feed me, and then I'd eat alone, and whatever I didn't eat was like I think for the rest of the family because I got a budget to be my host family, and it was
goodness.
and they had kids, and I was like, this
Wow.
is crazy.
Wow.
So they have these things called tostones, which are like fried
yes.
pancakes, and I love those.
Yes.
So those were easy and affordable for them. I would
Right.
eat those, and then like the meat was expensive, and it was kind of they would have to get the meat off the street.
Was
like
it
the guy would be
dull?
chopping it off the street.
Yeah.
And
It was a little
surprised I
Have you
didn't
ever-
come back with
Have
something
you ever
else.
ridden through like the bad parts of not bad parts? That's not what I mean. The real parts of Mexico, where they
Yes.
have
Oh,
the
yeah.
skinned dogs
Yes.
hanging. That's what they eat.
I got Mount Vesuvius's revenge off the street in
Oh,
Mexico.
did you?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
I made it there for 10 days, and I was just fine. And the last day we went out, and I was
Isn't
like, how
that
bad can it be?
Montezuma?
Montezuma is, what the hell did I say? Montezuma. La la la. It's the mezcal talking. Mezcal's
Mezcal makes us do
revenge.
crazy things.
Oh, and I made it all the way home too, and I walked in my front door, and I was like, clear a path for the next 2 days. I was on that toilet.
Oh my
that's
gosh.
awful.
So you continued your Spanish in college?
Yes.
Or no?
So
Okay.
I learned a little bit there. I guess when I was immersed, I had
Right.
to teach Bible school to people about things.
That's
And so that
interesting.
was very interesting. It was in Spanish, so it forced me. You have to be
Wait,
forced.
was this high school?
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's so
And I have to be honest with
interesting.
you, I did not know the story I was sharing, so I had to learn it. And then I had to learn it in Spanish. So it was very interesting. But like it's so interesting how nonverbal communication or like your body language can say so much. So again, like the children wanted to come hang out with us and we could play games back and forth without having to speak. And so that was so cool. The reciprocity, you can tell they're happy, they're excited.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat.
So that was interesting. And then in college, I ended up taking a couple courses. I think we had to. And then it just came easy. And they actually had a medical interpreting class, and I took that, and I really, really enjoyed that. I remember my professor very vividly. I can't remember his name, but I remember his personality. And he'd make us get up and like act out like one of us is pregnant, and we're interviewing the person as a patient. It was so funny. So yeah, I learned a lot of really random medical terminology that I don't use. So I did that, but I mean, ultimately the biggest thing was studying abroad in
Peru?
Spain.
Oh no,
in Spain in college.
Okay.
You have to take
I don't
all
remember
your.
that.
So I lived in
That you
Spain
did
for
that.
6
Okay.
months.
Oh wow.
In Madrid, and you have to take all your classes in Spanish.
Oh, that's cool.
So all the contents in Spanish.
Wow.
And I had to take La Teología de San Pablo, which is the theology of St. Paul. and then I think philosophy
Everything's
and
theology.
dialectology.
That's what I heard the other day.
Really?
Yeah, it was interesting, but I had to. So it's like this content is being presented to you in another language. You gotta pick it up, or you're not gonna know what's happening. So.
How cool was that?
That's
Did you
so
go by
cool.
yourself to Spain?
I went through my college, and I had a mutual friend who I was like connected with that
Oh,
was going
okay.
at the same time, but
Gotcha.
did not know her super well.
Okay.
And then she's become one of my best friends and our other
Aw.
friend as well, the three of us. Yeah, from college.
Hmm.
So that, and then in Peru was my
Yes.
other one.
Okay.
Okay, well tell
I
us
like
about
your-
Peru.
Yeah, I
then,
like your
too.
Peru stories.
Yeah, so after I graduated from grad school, I kind of had a feeling that, Rick was going to propose soon. I was like, this is going to I got to do things I want to do.
How long
before.
have you been together?
I think like 2.5 years.
Okay.
But I had an idea and I was like, I'm going to go do this. So I found an orphanage in Peru and decided to go there and volunteer my services for a month. And so I went there and volunteered. It was interesting because a lot of the volunteers were from France. So most of them were not from the United
wow.
States.
Oh wow.
That's interesting.
The
Did
guy-
they speak Spanish?
A little bit, not a ton.
They spoke English.
spoke English.
Oh, they did. Okay.
A lot of them,
Every French person speaks
Speaks some,
English,
yeah.
even if they tell you they don't.
Yeah.
they
Yes,
don't,
yes,
exactly.
yes,
They
yeah.
do know some.
Yeah.
The man that started the orphanage, I think he was from France originally, and his wife. And then his wife ended up passing away, I believe. She got cancer. Long story short is after I left, the orphanage unfortunately no longer exists. I don't know what's happened to
Oh,
it.
that's
But
sad.
yeah, but when I was there were about, I can't remember. They had like a lower room where kids had more needs. Some of them were mobile, some of them were not physically able to, move on their own. And were not able to communicate verbally.
Were most of these orphans with special needs?
So all of them had emotional needs, right? So we all know that's
Yeah.
the given. But yes, there were some that had more cognitive needs as well. There kind of were different levels. Some went to school, others did not. They just had therapies,
Right.
and if they were lucky enough to get them. So
Oh wow.
yeah, it was very interesting. It was very, very interesting. I felt like kind of an outcast because I think a lot of the French people, they all connected, and they were a little bit younger than me, and they were on a gap year before going to college or university.
yeah.
So they were there to have a place to stay to go party.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
in between when
my
they were
gosh.
volunteering, and I was there to volunteer. So it was a little bit different. But I met a
Yeah.
wonderful girl from England. She was great.
Oh, good.
So yeah.
Do you
Wow.
still keep in contact or no?
No, she's on Facebook. I have.
Okay.
She messaged me a couple years ago, but we do. Like, she is still on there. I've seen her.
Yeah.
It's
on
like
my
my
feed.
Ireland friends who used to work with, and I have no contact with them anymore.
It's so sad, but then it's like so
Yes.
hard. But if you saw them, like everybody would be so happy to
Yeah.
see each other again,
Right.
and it's just part of your life.
Yes.
It's like it's hard.
And life is
But-
busy. When you get married and have kids,
You
and you
can't
start
keep
your,
up.
Yeah, it's tough. I wish I had more time and space in my life for everybody that I wanted to spend time
Same.
with. And it's hard. It's hard. You really do have to be very not cognizant. What's the word I'm trying to say? Intentional.
Yeah,
But that's hard. You only have so much time in the
Right,
day.
goodness.
But
I just tell
and
my-
especially with the kids in high school now.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Crazy.
gosh.
I feel crazy.
Yes.
I just tell myself, I'm like, I send all of these people love, nothing but love, and wish them all the best.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I love that.
that's it. That's all you can do, right?
Yeah.
But that's all it's hard.
Right.
Because these people, they did touch your life in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sometimes,
sure,
right?
exactly.
And I think about them.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally, absolutely.
Love that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want to segue into the
Yes.
loving?
I do, because
ourselves?
I'm listening to you talk, Lauren, and just knowing you as well, and how you
Sorry.
walk into the gym. Every time I see you walk into the gym,
Sorry, I coughed.
It's
and
okay.
keep unplugged. Wait, right here.
oh,
This
here
one.
it is.
Hold on. That's what happens when you have to cough.
It was mine. I was like, why can't I hear anyone
So
anymore?
sorry. I had to cough and I was like,
I just was gonna keep talking, even though nobody could hear me, and I couldn't hear myself. I was like, whatever, just keep talking.
choking on myself.
Okay. Anyway, so just knowing you, hearing this story,
Yes.
and seeing you, I don't see you often at the gym, but when you walk in, you're always smiling. You're always, I don't know, you're like
She
breath
has a vibe.
of fresh air. Yes, you
Yes.
have a vibe. And then
I appreciate that very much. I
when
don't know
Liz
about
said,
that.
"Oh, we're gonna have Lauren on to talk about self-love," and I'm like, "Oh, so she's really good at self-love," and Liz was
Not
telling me,
always.
"No, that it's something that you've grown into."
Yes.
But that shocks me because I just feel like you're so
She
accomplished
exudes confidence.
and you exude confidence.
Yes.
So I'm just curious. I'm curious about that
Take
part of
us
your
down
story.
this road.
Yeah, take us down the road.
It's funny because I think it's it's funny to look in hindsight and be able to reflect on yourself as a person. Like, I'm so grateful to be at this place in my life right now, because there was a long time where anytime I did that, it was so painful that I like would find the imperfections and flaws that I just hated doing it, right? You know? So I grew up, I mean, I have 2 brothers, I had wonderful parents, but you know, I think like most of us when we grew up in a generation that we grew up in, like we didn't get a ton of positive feedback or reinforcement.
Correct.
No, we were left to our own devices.
Oh yes,
a little bit,
all the time. We were raised by hose water and neglect.
Totally, and nobody's fault, right? Like
it's just the way it was. Yeah, it's the way it was.
I'm amazed at how they turned out, considering how they were raised. So like, you know, it's nobody's fault. I have incredible parents and incredible people in my life, but you know, I think at that time I didn't realize like how my brain worked and how I was kind of wired, and you know, always felt like people would point out, I think in my mind, and I know it's not true, but I felt like it was always the bad things, like you're too emotional, you're so sensitive, why do you react like that, like you got whatever, and it was so hard. So not formally diagnosed, but like 99.9% sure that I have it. And my primary care doctor, he's pretty amazing. Kind of talked to him about everything, and he's like, Lauren, you can pay to get a full eval done, but I'm gonna tell you right now what it's gonna say. You know, and I sat there and he's like, and I said, I've done the checklists. I said, my neighbor, you know, we've talked about it, and he's like, he's like, you have it, you know, but I didn't know at the time.
Same for me. My doctor was like,
similar.
We can do I can send you for the test, but or I can tell you right now that I know you have it. But there's also, I don't know if you've heard this before, but there's also a comorbidity with ADD called rejection sensitive dysphoria. And I mean, it's real.
Krissy,
it is real.
After you and I talked about that, then I was telling Lauren, and Lauren was like, I get it.
When she said
it's so real.
You know, people are mad at her, and I was like, oh my God, that's me to a T. And the funny thing is, like, I remember as a kid thinking I felt so uncomfortable in my own skin. I remember my anxiety being so bad that it literally felt like I was going to go on stage, like without my pants on or something half the time for any interaction. And it was so uncomfortable, you know, and then as you get older and go through your hormones change and all the, you know, and life goes on, right? It gets really, really hard. And I just, you know, I look back and I was definitely very emotionally reactive, so sensitive. And I didn't love myself. And I look back and I didn't know who I was. I didn't see my strengths. I didn't see any of the good in me. And I realized that really shaped a lot of how I acted and how I, you know, responded to things in life as I got older. And, you know, continue to still work on it. You know, I don't have that negative dialogue in my head as much, but it took a really long time to get there. I mean, I would probably say maybe the last, I mean, Liz and I have talked about it, like 5 years.
I am so thankful the last 5 years have been better. Just because I love you
and I appreciate it. Like, and I think that's why I'm so passionate now about what I do. You know, I switched from working with younger kids to the high school. Is like, you know, a lot of the kids I work with are neurodiverse. You know, that's what we call anybody having ADHD, autism, you know, dyslexia. You know, and I think we want these kids to advocate and be successful, but the truth is you can't advocate for yourself and you can't say what you want or need until you really know who you are and you really know what you're good at and what your strengths are. And then honestly, to be able to look at your weaknesses and name them without any sort of bit of shame or stigma and just saying, this is the way my brain works. And let's talk about it like it's a third party thing versus it being who you are as a person. It's just how your brain works.
Exactly. And you are, I'm sorry, Liz.
No, I'm sorry.
You are definitely, you are normal for how your brain is wired. And that is how we need to, and thankfully that is where we've been the last few years, which has been very helpful for me and other people.
Because it is normal, and it's so funny because even, I don't know, 20 years ago when I taught, was it that long ago? Oh my gosh. My ADHD kids were my favorite because those kids are usually really good at art. And I loved them. I loved the way that their brain worked.
Problem solvers.
Absolutely. Just super creative. And when other teachers would talk about them not being able to sit still in like boring classes, I was like, what? I was like, they're great in my classroom. And I love that we've moved to this place in time that we are recognizing everyone's strengths and weaknesses as a good thing.
There's that, we talked when we were talking about ADHD on the episode about ADHD. There was this quote that I always remember, and it really did change how I felt about myself when I found out I had ADHD.
Same.
I'm going to butcher it again. I think I butchered it the first time, but it said, if you judge a fish by its ability to fly, it'll spend its whole life feeling stupid.
Exactly.
And
right.
and that's how we were. And you couple that with being raised in the 80s.
Yes.
Being constantly told, you're too emotional. You shouldn't feel that way. You shouldn't act that way. Well, we're just acting the way our brain is wired.
Totally. And I remember sometimes people saying things like, oh, she just wants attention. That's
oh my God, yes.
She doesn't. And I was like,
yes.
oh, if you only knew the things my brain was telling me at that
I
time.
don't want
and how
any
much,
of that attention.
How uncomfortable I feel and how much I really don't like myself.
And how much you try to not cry, how much you try not to have the emotions, and that just makes it worse.
Exactly. Fighting it. So I'm a big feeler, and I didn't know what that was until actually my son was in therapy, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I have. Like, I was like, oh, okay. Really should have been in therapy 20 years ago to be talking about this at 30, but why more?
You mentioned earlier that you're an empath, and I love that about you.
Oh,
Lauren,
God,
and you the same Krissy, like, and you guys can feel people's energy, which helps people like me who cannot always see.
Do you have a sixth sense? Can you kind of tell
totally.
if people are shysters within like 2 minutes?
Yes, and I like, a lot of people can say this person drives me, I'm like, but I can find, I feel like the empathy and good in anybody.
Oh, yes.
And kind of go like, well, I feel bad, maybe, even if they drive me nuts, I'll still, like, I just try to, I think, tell myself, like, they've walked a path that I don't understand, and that's maybe why they are the way they are.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's not always easy, and there's times I'm like, what are they thinking, or you're like, what is this? But, I just try to remind myself of that, but I also am not responsible for fixing and being there for everybody all the time, and that was a long, thing. It's hard to learn that lesson sometimes.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
You both are really good, though, at telling me, Liz, you need to create space from this person.
Yes, sometimes, yes.
You both are good at that. Because I'm not. And we need each other.
I'll be your filter.
Thank you.
If I know there's someone that's just something's off, like their intentions are not good, I can't even be around them.
You told me the other day, I was talking about a certain scenario, and I don't even remember what it was. And there's hair. There's hair on this microphone. I'm sorry. But you said, I forget what it was. Oh, I was doing something for free, and you were like, let me stop you right there.
I know what you're
Liz.
talking about.
I was like, okay, thank you for
you're being taken advantage of, and they know they're taking advantage of you because they're
like,
just
thanks for saying that.
Like, you can't do that. Your time is valuable.
Yes.
Your expertise is valuable. But if people think that I'm not saying everybody, but there are a lot of people that think that if you will allow them to take advantage of you, they will do it until you stand up to them, and it can take years. Don't do it.
For sure. But I'm glad I have people like you in my life to tell me that, because
you need more ADHD people in your life.
Seriously, I collect you guys. Erin, my other best friend, has it too. I collect you guys.
Oh, that's so funny.
I like it. I like a little drama in my life.
No, but it's hard, I think, when you realize how your brain works, though, really. And you're like, oh, that's why I do that. And that's why I do that. It kind of let me do the real hard work in therapy and whatnot. And I've taken medication. I'm not against that. I'm a proponent of medication for ADHD or depression, whatever you need to take it for. You have to do what's best for you. But it helped me, I think, to maybe not view it as me, but to view it as just my brain. And just talking about it in that sense, where it's not about you as who you are, but is it being a separate part of you and how it functions. That's what I try to do with my students, and let them understand their own brains that way, so that stigma's taken away and they feel their self-worth and know that they're good at things. This is not, it is a challenge at sometimes, but there's a lot of gifts that come with it, and there are strengths that they all have within them that they need to see, so then they can better understand themselves and let people know, how they can help them and understand them better. Right.
So we had both my children are neurodiverse. Both of them have ADHD as well. Molly is more like me, where she's kind of bouncing off the wall. But Lily is she hyper focuses.
Yes.
And so her ability to hyper focus helped her. She came on to talk to us about Roblox and all the awful stuff going on there. Well, she was doing an internship, and the only reason I think she was able to do this is because she hyper focuses, and when she finds something interesting, you cannot pull her away. I'm talking for months. This kid will hyper focus on something, and so she went on. She was doing this internship, and for this anti-terrorist organization, and they were trying to figure out how these terrorist cells or organizations were going onto Roblox and grooming people, and my gosh, my menopause brain is, what's the word I'm looking for? They were recruiting. Recruiting. So this group of people could not figure out how they were doing it. And Lily went on and she was like, oh, I can figure it out. She figured it out in 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
5 minutes how they were doing it, because she had hyper-focused on this game for years and she knew every
like the back of
little aspect of it. And it was so amazing that they had her write a paper. So she's published already.
That's amazing.
Because of that.
So smart.
But and again, it was hard for her in high school because at that point, I think it was just starting. Teachers were just starting to be like, okay, this is actually a kind of a gift. I realize there's some negative aspects about it, but really those negative aspects, you can learn how to deal with them. You can learn how to figure out how to not let that part run your life, and you can tap in and utilize those positive parts of it.
Teaching people to compensate, you know?
Yes,
and
exactly.
Figure out what works for you. Executive functioning is typically hard for a lot of people with ADHD, so it's making lists and learning how to understand time management and planning.
Right, exactly. With the executive skills and stuff.
But it's exactly that. It's finding those strengths and really honing in on them and showing the kids, like, look at what you can do and what you can offer.
Look at what you can do, exactly. And so that was just kind of starting when she was in elementary school. It wasn't really, incredibly out there yet, and so I think she suffered a little bit, and now she's really come into her own and realized, Mom, this is my superpower. And I'm like, I'm so glad that you see it that way, because it kind of is.
Absolutely.
It kind of is.
And she seems so happy.
She is. She's amazing.
That's amazing. Especially being a girl too. I hate saying that, but when you're a girl with ADHD, it's harder to diagnose sometimes.
Exactly. Because we're not
girls are good at hiding.
Yes, and we're not as bouncing off the walls as the guys are, because we don't have as much, testosterone, and
sometimes it's just all in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Goodness.
So I'm curious then. Yes. So if you, just like me, I get it that, and because after you started talking about that, and in my head I was like, oh, she's got ADHD, because you were explaining it. I'm like, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yes.
Because that answers a lot of my questions of why did you have a hard time? Because I was thinking, okay, did someone beat you up when you were a kid, or what happened?
My brothers were tough on me, don't get me wrong. They were the typical, beat the what out of me, call each other names kind of deal. It wasn't always positive rainbows and sunshine and all
that was also probably good. It made you tough.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it definitely made me feisty. You leave me alone in a dark alley, watch out.
Right. I've seen how much you can lift. I would never cross you in a dark alley.
No, but I think I struggled even when I first moved here. I seemed okay, I felt okay, and then I really struggled again, and then I had some health issues with my hormones and stuff.
And moving and finding yourself is hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. Gosh. But I think I just started to grow up a bit and mature and realize that we're all really trying our best, I think, sometimes, and sort of just to give myself grace. I know you guys have talked about that, but that is really a learned skill, and
it is.
That's what I want to
100%.
teach my children.
As a type A firstborn daughter, I am so hard on myself, and I have a hard time forgiving myself if I make a mistake.
Yes.
I know. When you say, I'm so sorry I haven't posted on Instagram today, and I'm like, what? I haven't on Instagram.
Krissy's like, wait, what day is it?
I'm like, what? I don't even, do we have Instagram? You're like, I'm sorry.
I hold myself to impossible expectations, so I completely get that. But also, moving to CrossFit Cornelius was such a good choice.
Yes, it was.
For all three of us.
All three of us.
Yeah.
Yes, and actually, ironically, talking to Mike, I know Mike was on here, but
who also has ADHD.
Yes,
we talked to him about it too.
He actually opened up to me a lot about it, and it was very helpful. And he's actually he recommended a therapist that I went and saw, and that therapist was so pivotal, can't even talk, pivotal, in me understanding mezcal, that inner critic, and me naming that inner critic that would have create that dialogue for me, I think, where I'd have that negative self-talk and rumination, and he helped me just to identify that a bit more. It did involve some cold plunging and some Wim Hof breathing.
Literal cold plunging?
Literal.
Wait, really?
Yes. Like you do your therapy, and then you do breathing, and then you do cold plunging.
Well,
It was
Lauren,
great.
not to interrupt you, but Lauren
No.
was telling me about this because talk therapy doesn't work for everyone.
Right.
And this therapist
Yes.
has this approach.
And I'm a seeker, like I'm a dopamine seeker. Like so,
Right.
the cold plunge, I hated it. I get in there
but
and I
that's
just swear at the
because
guy.
of our ADHD. Did you know this?
Yes.
That our brain is constantly seeking
Constantly.
that dopamine
Yeah.
rush because we don't have enough.
Yes.
And so that's why you'll find a lot of people with ADHD who are thrill seekers because that's the
Oh,
only
yeah.
way we can get that
Oh.
dopamine.
That's
Yeah.
for me my exercise. It's like working out sometimes till I
Yes.
puke, or lifting until I'm like, I can't lift one more ounce, right? Like I love that feeling sometimes. And then for me, it was the cold plunging. I hated getting in there, and I literally would swear at the guy. And I was like, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna be swearing at you when I get in this thing, you know? But after I get out, I was like, I felt like I could conquer the world after I got out of it.
So wait, so you cold plunge and that gives you a dopamine rush?
Afterward, yeah.
Well, I'm cold plunging.
Yeah.
You know, and it
You
does
should
release.
try it on
There's a
here.
lot of.
Oh, that would be fun.
Come to my house, we get in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, in the
Okay.
winter you can just use the pool. I mean,
Kevin does it all the time.
Grant did it last night at a party.
Oh.
He got into the hot tub and then cold plunged in the pool, and he said it was the worst thing he's ever done.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sure.
Before this, the
Well,
only
you can
cold,
also have a heart attack, so you gotta kind of be careful.
Yeah.
before this, the only cold plunging I did was the polar plunge in Lake Michigan on New Year's Day, and I was not of sound mind probably at that time. Still from the night before.
That's
And
intense.
so I just did it, you know, it was like, oh, we're all doing it. But to really sit in there for 3 minutes and hold yourself in it and do your deep
Wait, you
breathing.
had to stay for 3 minutes?
Well, you work up to a certain amount. You don't just start with that, but you work up to a certain amount and you get out then, and then you try and get back in. Like
And
you don't
up
just
to your
go in and
neck?
get out. Ideally, yes. I go up to my neck. I actually went. He would make us go. He made me go completely under. He'd be like, now dunk, and that was the worst because it almost like a
I
migraine.
couldn't do that. I have makeup on.
I know. After I got out, I was like a wet dog. I was like, oh my god, what is this? I was probably making the worst faces, and I was like, this is awful. But then I'd be like, thank you, Bill. It was the best.
Thank you, Bill.
His name was Bill. He was great.
I love it.
Anyways, but Mike was so open about it, and I admired that. And I think as I've gotten older, I think vulnerability is just huge in life. I think just
oh my God, yes.
people,
Absolutely.
generationally talk about our parents, vulnerability did not exist.
None.
No.
Zero.
You do
Zero.
not show emotion in public.
And
Don't air
especially
your
men.
dirty laundry.
Especially men. And
Everything's
it's like, we just
fine,
have to
y'all.
normalize
Everything's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
We have to normalize it, and I think we're all so alike. We all have similar pockets of pain and happiness and joy, and I think, it's important to share it sometimes. I'm not saying everybody has to share everything, but,
Right.
Right, but it
connects
also
us.
shows other people because you have, maybe you have people who, like us, were raised, don't air your dirty laundry, and other people even more so. Then you hear someone talking about something and you're like, wait a minute, me too.
Totally.
It gives
Yeah.
people license to talk to, even if they just want to come up to you and talk to just one person
Yeah.
about it,
Absolutely.
just to feel like
You
you're
guys
not
want to hear
alone.
about my
That is
dirty
very
laundry?
dirty laundry. That is so dirty.
But it was the same thing with my infertility. When I had infertility, I think people thought,
Oh,
why
yeah.
share it? And I was like, I don't share it because I want sympathy. I share it because I want to, people know they're not alone.
They're
and
not
I really,
alone.
And you want
Exactly.
to find people to relate to.
Right.
I found a friend, she went to grad school with me, and then she was working in Milwaukee Public Schools at the time. And she was like, I'm so grateful that you shared with me your story because I've been struggling and I felt so alone.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like,
So
I had
common.
joined a support group, and I said, come join our group. And, and she really thanked me, and I was like, okay, that's why I'm going to tell
Yes.
people. That's why I'm going to be vulnerable, because I think
That's
people, there's no shame to this. There should be
Right.
zero shame.
No.
Because there's already a lot of pain you're carrying, so you
Yeah.
shouldn't feel shame too.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And you and Lily have that in common as well. She had, I know you don't have Kallman syndrome, but
No.
she has Kallman syndrome where her body doesn't make any hormones.
Yeah.
And so now that she is in love with this boy that she wants to someday maybe, have a long-term relationship with, for the first time, when I told her, I'm like, you will, it'll be tough to get pregnant. And she was like, I don't care about that. But for the first time, she looked at me and she said, is there any way I could get pregnant? And I was like, yeah, you can get
There is.
it'll take some doing, but it's possible.
Yeah.
And it was interesting how she started wanting to talk about it.
Totally. And I think, and it's a journey, like, also there's egg donation, there's embryo adoption. I mean, there's a lot of
Yes.
different things that
I've
people
known
pursue.
I've had a lot of friends that have used egg donors. You're
Yeah.
not the only one. I have
Yeah.
multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And It's way more common than you think. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. And I do understand that to a point, but at the same time, it's like, it's part of our story. Again, why should there be shame with this? There's no shame to it at all.
Right. None at all.
You know, it was a journey to accept that. Definitely, we were lucky enough to have our oldest, and, you know, she genetically was mine, and I was like, you know, it was a grief process. You know, you realize as you get older and you grieve and you really have a big loss in your life, like everything in life, a lot of big things that are hard, there is a grieving process.
Yes, absolutely.
And I look back at that, and I had a big grieving process through infertility of not having my own, not being able to, you know, it was my fault, a lot of shame with that. You know, it's like, it's all my fault. What did I do wrong? And of course, it was one of those again, like, it's autoimmune, we don't know why it happens, and you just have it, and you're like, great. So we don't know why. Like, you know, you want to know why, but you have to make peace with it and accept it. And I was lucky enough to have some incredible friends that I made through the infertility process that are, you know, we can support each other and helped each other get through it.
Yes, thank goodness we were talking about that. Thank goodness we're talking about menopause too.
Yes,
all the things, because that was never talked about before.
Never.
Right. Yeah. And people were just going through it alone. It's crazy.
Oh, well, when it's funny that you say that, you know, it's all my fault. When we found out that Lily had Kallman syndrome, I had to go into, and they said all the things like, she can't have children, she can't do this, she can't do that. And I went into the bedroom and I cried, and I was like, what did I do to cause that?
Girl, that's a
big
Houston.
It was.
Seriously, I felt like I gave her brain tumor. But...
Right. I mean, I think as moms, we take all that on. I mean, I went through all my health history. I went through all the drugs I took. I went through everything to figure out what did I do. And then later on we found out it was in her genes. Yeah. But still, what? Yeah. But then I was like, what did I do?
I mean, we were painting Easton's nursery. Obviously, I mean, I literally went through a list of, could it have been the paint fumes? Could it have been like anything? Even though we had her checked in utero and it wasn't there, because I was going to deliver at 35, so they had to do all the extensive genetic testing and everything, and
geriatric pregnancy.
Yes, geriatric pregnancy. 35.
Oh my gosh!
Ridiculous.
35 is geriatric.
Yes.
Supposedly.
I thought it was 40.
Yes,
no,
it's 35.
Holy
is that crazy?
That is crazy.
Because as soon as you hit 30, your fertility is cut in half.
Yeah. Every time you get a period, you are losing eggs. You are only born with the amount of eggs you're ever going to have.
I knew that, but I never really thought about that. Every time
you think about it, every time you have a period, you're releasing eggs, and you have less and less and less.
Wow.
I mean, if you get pregnant naturally in your 30s, which I did, you're very lucky though. You're very lucky.
To get pregnant at all, to me, is just a miracle.
Luck.
Like, it is
really
insane to me.
Yes.
It's insane, especially once you actually go through the IVF process and you see these little embryos in this little petri dish, and you're like, wait a minute, this could be a being, like, you know, and it was just a trippy experience, like, you know, and there were 6 embryos they could have chosen from, and it happened to be my 2, but it could have been somebody else, like,
right.
It's all so crazy, but
it's crazy.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. Getting
This
old
is
is fun.
Oh my gosh.
It's so fun.
Getting old, help. Seriously. Okay, well, no, back to my period. I haven't had a period this month.
Welcome to the club, Liz.
Thanks.
Welcome.
So
much
I know
fun.
both of you know what that's like.
Oh.
Yep.
And I've been skipping. So maybe I'm at the end. I don't know. Back and forth a little bit.
I do wish I knew what it would have been like to go into menopause naturally. So I don't know if you knew this. I had a full hysterectomy when I woke up.
Ovaries and everything.
He said, your ovaries are gone. And I was like, oh, that was unexpected. And so I went into menopause. One day I was in perimenopause, and the next day I was through menopause because everything was gone. And so I wonder, because I was still having a period regularly.
Right.
So interesting.
Goodness.
Who knows?
Crime scene periods, though.
Crime scene, y'all. I mean, we don't even want to talk about it. No one wants to know about that. It was horrible. But anyway, now I have
hard.
nothing.
I mean, like, mine has been for a long time, like, you know, TMI, sorry. Guys, if you don't want to hear this, turn off. But anyways, but yes, mine's been non-existent. But I will say, like, now having a daughter, I'm like, it is awful. I'm like, God, to have that awful. Monthly? I'm like, this is awful.
Especially as an athlete, a young
athlete. An athlete.
And
I have to fake it.
Yes,
like, I'm fine. You're like, I have cramps, and, you know, I want to go
I
lay in
only
bed.
wore pads, and I was running track and playing soccer, and I was wearing pads.
You only wore pads?
No, for when I first started. I started at 10.
Oh, Lordy.
Yes.
Molly did too.
Oh my gosh.
She started at 10
And
as
I'm
well.
wearing these big old pads running around the soccer
Diapers.
So disgusting.
I know.
Yeah.
It is so bad, you know. I'm like, God, girls, it is pretty amazing. You know what I'm trying to I'm like, that's amazing that they can do it. Honestly.
Yeah.
We are powerful.
There was this great video I was showing Kevin the other day. It was this lady was in the gym and she was asking these guys, hey, can I put this on you so you can feel what it's like to have a period and have menstrual cramps while you're working out? They're like, yeah, they couldn't do it. The guys are, whoa, what is this? Why is my back hurt? And they were just like throwing their weights and like falling to the ground. And I was like, see?
Yes.
And then here's just move your body, you might feel better.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
Exactly.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh, every woman has pain.
Every woman has pain. Oh yeah, that's what a doctor told me one time when I was having. Well, I had endometriosis pain. It was excruciating. She was like, Mrs. Fury, every woman has pain, and I was like, okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
You're like, goodbye.
I will
and
not
thank
be back.
you for
Thanks a lot.
answering all
Thanks
my
for
questions. Thanks for nothing.
Meanwhile, my organs were glued together with it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Not cool. Not cool at all.
Oh, Lauren, this has been so fun.
It's been so fun. Did this
It
go
has.
by already?
So fun.
Yes.
Yes, we're at
Wow.
an hour and something,
You know-
but I can't see. Can you
Yes,
see?
it's
Krissy?
an hour and
Listen, I
4
can't believe
minutes,
I
I
did
think.
this.
Okay.
I almost backed out on you guys.
Oh my gosh,
Because you know, it's
it.
like full on imposter syndrome. It's like,
Oh
what
my
do I
gosh.
talk
We get
about?
that.
But
I
you know
get
what?
that.
Like, I kept thinking, it's 2025, Lauren. Like, you can do this.
Yes.
Make yourself
Yes.
uncomfortable.
You
So,
killed it.
Oh
And you
yeah,
killed
getting
it.
I did
uncomfortable
it.
is how you
I
grow.
did it.
That's
girl.
exactly
I know.
Grow
right.
or die.
That's right.
Yes,
Grow
I
or
do
die.
say that if you're not growing as a human being, you are dying.
You might.
Yeah.
Okay, Lauren, we have taken up way too much of your time, and we are so happy that you joined us tonight because that makes you an honorary Cougar.
Yay.
Yay. You get your own Cougar College hat.
Please wear it. And
Yes.
there you
I'm gonna
go.
wear
Yes,
this.
tell everyone you love it so much.
I will.
And if you don't lie about it and tell people you
Yes.
love
I totally will.
it. Okay.
I'm gonna actually advertise it. Like, aren't you a member of the Cougar College?
Exactly. It's elite. Oh my
It
God, you're
is.
not? Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. All right, y'all, if anyone else would like their very own Cougar College hat, you can purchase them at www.kfstudioshandmade.com or at KF Studios Handmade Marketplace in Davidson, North Carolina. We hope you all learned a little something tonight. Liz, what did you learn tonight?
I had no idea that Lauren spent 6 months in Spain. As long as I've known her, I thought she did her like Spanish like immersion in
That is
Peru.
very cool.
Liz.
I
Very
know.
cool.
Oh my gosh, love it.
You don't know her at all.
What did you
Kidding.
learn?
Just kidding.
What
did
did
you
I
learn
learn?
anything, Krissy?
I learned that mezcal is made from agave.
And that you like it.
And I like it.
Yeah.
I learned many things tonight, but you know, I have a menopause brain, so I can't remember what we
I was
just
gonna
talked
say,
about.
that's our ADHD.
So,
what did we talk
yeah,
about? Everything.
forget
a little bit
about it.
of everything.
Okay, Cougars, remember, we drop a new episode of Cougar College every single Tuesday on all your favorite podcast platforms, including Apple and Spotify and any other you might use. We have a YouTube channel if you'd rather watch our episodes, you know, the ones that Liz didn't accidentally delete off her phone. And if reading is more your thing, we have a blog on Substack as well.
Yes, follow us on Instagram to find out the topic of each week's episode, and honestly, just for fun, because we like to poke a little fun at ourselves, and we hope that you get a laugh at our expense. We are totally fine with it.
And don't forget to tell every single person you have ever met about your new favorite podcast.
It's Cougar College, y'all. That's your new favorite podcast. We will see you all next week. In the meantime, stay curious, Cougar students. Keep learning.
Don't party until your studying is done.
And may you end your day wiser than when you began it.
Yay! Cheers!
Cheers.